ain't a walking. I don't do that much talking these days. These days. These days I seem to think a lot about the things that I forgot to do. And all the times I had the chance to. And I had a lover. It's so hard to risk another these days. These days. And if I seem to be afraid to live the life that I had made in song, well, it's just that I've been losing so long. Well, I'll keep on moving. Things are bound to be improving these days. One of these days. These days I sit on cornerstones and count the time in quarter tones to 10. Don't confront me with my failures. I had not forgotten them. Hi viewers, welcome to this week's episode of Winging It. We've got a treat today. It's a song by Jackson Browne. It's called These Days. And as usual, I'll start off with how I play this song. And I think there's like multiple variations of this song. And so this version is one of kind of his more acoustic works. Okay, so this song, my guitar is tuned to standard capo 3, so it is in the key of so it's played starting in the key of C. So that's the first chord. So it starts off with a kind of finger picking style, which is kind of a Travis picking. It goes like this. So C, so what's happening here is it's like a running, so it goes from a C to a C over B to an A minor to a G and to the F. It's like an F7. And then so you're picking the strings here, so 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. Right, so that's kind of the running bass line. Boom, 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 boom. C, B, A, G, F. That takes you through the verses. Well, I've been out walking. I don't do that much talking these days. And then so the middle part, these days, is kind of a trickier part from a hand pick, like from a finger picking point of view, because usually you start with the bass and then a slightly higher note as like a kind of back and forth. This time you start off with the higher, so this is a E to the G. E, G, E, G. Okay, so 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, as opposed to 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, okay? These days. And then to a G, you pick up the, it's just the finger on the 3rd fret, E string. There's like a middle hammer-ons. So D to the E to the E sharp or an F, and then to an F. These days I seem to think a lot about the things that I forgot to do. Back to the inverted picking G. It's like a C over G to the regular G with the hammer-ons. And to the F. And all the times I had the chance to. And then back to the C, the verse chords. And it just repeats like that. Not much else to the song. It's really getting the timing right for the your finger picking and also the chord changes. I'll run it over again. The verses go C, B, A, G, F. C, B, A, G, F. And then these days is an inverted C over G to a G, open G with a hammer-on to the F. These days I seem to think a lot, it's an F7, about the things that I forgot to do. Back to the inverted. Open, G, hammer-on. And all the times I had the chance to. Back to the C, B, A, G, F. And it ends on the C. Alright, so that's about it for the tutorial side. I think Jerry's Guitar Bar, his channel has a great tutorial for this, so I suggest you head on over there if what I'm showing you is kind of unclear. It really is, you have to get used to the picking, finger picking. Alright, so a little bit about this song. When I googled this song to learn more about it, I was surprised to find out that Jackson Browne wrote this when he was 16 years old, which amazes me because when I was 16 I wasn't thinking about things like this song's about like regrets, things that these days I seem to think a lot about the things I didn't do, and all the times I had the chance to. Like, that's pretty deep thoughts for a 16-year-old, you know. So 16, what, grade 9?
10?
10?
No.
Yeah.
11?
11? Yeah, grade 11? Like, what was I thinking about grade 11? I was video games, playing sports.
Money management?
No, nothing like so deep as money management or, you know, loss and regret. Like that last line in the song, don't, don't, uh, don't confront me with my failures. I have not forgotten them. Who says that when they're 16? Um, yeah, maybe you will. But yeah, so, you know, and this song, actually, it was quite interesting how I came upon the song. Like, I remember, and it was through a movie. So, the Taxi Driver was a movie by, I think, Scorsese, I believe. But anyways, it starred Robert De Niro, and there was a scene in there that had this song. And when I heard it, I had to find out who, you know, sang it, who performed it, because I wanted to hear it some more. The song was called "Late for the Sky," and it was by Jackson Browne. So and before that movie, I had no idea who Jackson Browne was, and which is also surprising because he's like one of the most like prolific writers, singer-songwriters, in the U.S. So when I found it, it kind of opened this other door to all his music, and one of them was "These Days." And when I heard that, I was like, oh, this would be a nice one for me to learn to try and sing, because it's there's a version where he's playing it live and he's just on his own on a stage with one guitar, and I was like, wow, that's such a great song. So again, amazing that he wrote this at 16. It's been covered by like many artists in different forms, and this was my rendition. I hope you enjoyed it. Yeah, that's it for this week. See you. Bye.